Hi, it's Alcam. Welcome back to my channel. Before I go to bed, I want to show you something. This is like one of these notepads that I had, the small ones, when I was at work. This one particular was interesting. It's from September 11, 2001. I found it today. Yeah, a little bit of history. So, it's written down Tuesday, September 11, 2001, R220, 71st Continental Avenue. I started out with this line: plane crash into World Trade Center, no service in the area. I think we were supposed to bypass or something originally. I don't know what the game plan was. So we made a late 918 out of 71st Avenue Continental. According to my records, we made a connection with the F at Roosevelt Avenue. And then we were delayed by the W train at Lexington Avenue from 60th Street all the way up to 57. We made a connection with a Q train at 57th Street, 7th Avenue. And that's where I was hearing all the crazy stories about people jumping off the buildings. Because at that time, the Q was a terminal. 2nd Avenue wasn't open at the time. We made a connection with the Q at 34th Street. And then we were delayed by a train. Oh, yeah, pattern interference delay at 57th Street. Waiting for the signal. It was still delayed by a W train at 42nd. All the way up to eventually 23rd Street. And then he had a train ahead of him on 14th Street. It wasn't moving for a while. And by then we were told the service was going to be suspended. And I wrote down, service suspended to the second plane hitting World Trade Center. Of course, this was around 10:30. Then we wouldn't start up again until 14:20 in the afternoon. That's 2:20 in the afternoon. And the last entry after that was World Trade Center is no more. That's what we were told on the radio. So around 14:20, service resumed at 14th Street Union Square. We left 23rd Street light. So from there, because of the problems that was having at the World Trade Center and City Hall, we ended up on the Manhattan Bridge. So, we had passenger interference at DeKalb Avenue because, all the commotion that was going on at the World Trade Center. And then people were evacuating by either by ferry boat or walking over the bridges. So, not sure what time we arrived at 95th Street, but I know it was several hours later. Then we did a shuttle out of 95th Street at 15:38. That's 3:38 in the afternoon to Court Square. And 1-minute delay, 86th Street. And Thing is, we couldn't get back into Manhattan anyway because the switch for the Manhattan Bridge was taken out of service at the time for repair, so the yard had to go into his normal route. But because the World Trade Center was shut down, that could only go as far as Court Square before we turned back. Then we made a 16 out of Court Square. This is 4:16 in the afternoon. We only had pattern interference in 9th Avenue all the way up to 36th Street. And then we were delayed one more time by the R train leaving 86th Street. And that was it. We couldn't operate anymore. We had 200 personnel, and we were told to head back to Manhattan. So me and the conductor, we got off at 9th Street. We transferred upstairs for the F train, and when we got near Smith 9th Street, we were looking for, well, what was the World Trade Center? Always used smoke. Ironically, I was on the same F line on September 9th. You can see the World Trade Center's glory all day, and I seen the lights on the World Trade Center, at night for the last time. I didn't think the next time I was going to be on the F that the buildings weren't going to be there. Oh, that sucks. Well, anyway, sometimes it's important to have these things handy because you never know. You can get put together with the schedule that I had for that day. So this is how I can say so on for now. Don't forget your socks.